Since its inception, pinball has been a staple among video game fans and hobbyist enthusiasts alike. Now, when pinball machines were first introduced, really the only place you could go to experience pinball action would be a bar or a local arcade. In the last 50 years or so, things started to change with the advent of computing in home consumption. And what you're seeing is a lot more pinball machines that have digital elements to it and or are digital in nature, in addition to still being the traditional, ball and flapper pinball machines that we know and love. Now, with all this, your pinball activity, along with the rise of arcades, the crash of the video game market, pinball saw sort of a resurgence in popularity, and companies started to make them more widely accessible to the larger home public, like you and me. But these days, with the amount of space a pinball machine will take up in your house, or even the cost to buy one, a lot of us just, don't have that sort of discretionary income lying around that we can afford one of these machines. So what are some of your next best options? Digital pinball. And in today's video, I want to talk about some of the digital pinball games and or apps that I've been playing and enjoying that I think you'll find a lot of interest in as well. So if you like pinball and if that sounds interesting to you, then let's get to it. Okay, so first up, I want to talk about the Zen Pinball app. Now, it's a free download, but once you have it, you'll have access to all these various tables, which will run you about $2 a piece to buy individual tables. So it's great in that they keep the costs low, and you can really only spend your money on things that you truly want without having to pay an arm and a leg to kind of get in the front door. So off the bat, you'll notice that there are plenty of table options. So Zen Pinball themselves custom created several different varieties. You'll see some here from Mars space exploration to paranormal activities to even one on Nikola Tesla. But then also you have some of the ones that are more franchisable or based off of movie franchises that we all know and love. So specifically, there are ones around Jurassic World and the Jurassic Park series of movies, which are a lot of fun. There's ones around the movie E.T. or Jaws or Back to the Future. There's ones on the Aliens franchise, the 3 movies included in that. And then you have ones that are a little bit more specific to some more popular culture references, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all the different things happening there, from Captain America to Iron Man, Spider-Man, etc. And then there's also a lot of Star Wars themed tables as well. Now, those specifically, the Marvel and the Star Wars tables, I'll talk about a little bit later in this video because there are other ways to play these same tables that I'm going to cover. But there are great options here on the Zen Pinball app. Now, also, Zen went a little bit further and they made tables that are specific to video games. So you're going to have tables applicable with Skyrim themes, Doom, and Fallout, and then also there's one that's specific to The Walking Dead, the Telltale series game. So, I really enjoyed all these different tables. The Jurassic Park one was really a good callback to the popular movie from the mid-90s. Specifically, they do a really good job with all the different voice acting they put in there. I don't believe they use the actual voice actors that portrayed the characters in the movie, but a lot of the same dialogue choices are there. Like, at the very end when you have a game over, you have Dr. Hammond, you have the one doctor say to Dr. Hammond, "After careful consideration, I've decided not to endorse your park." And Hammond goes, "So have I." I thought that was really cool. And then the Walking Dead table. So this one is really true to the Telltale series game. I mean, everything about it. The art style, the characters, the fact that on the board you have different holes where like zombies are coming out at you. There are parts where the whole board will go dark, like pitch black dark, like nighttime has fallen and the zombies are coming at you sort of thing. I really love the little nuances they put into there. And again, the dialogue is true to what you would expect from within the video game itself. Now, lastly, there's also the Skyrim table, which I really enjoy. I mean, they put a lot of time and detail into this. Now, specifically, you've got a dragon that's used as the plunger to shoot your ball off to start your pinball game. They added all these little side missions. So like, we have to go to Barrow Bleak Falls and obtain a chest for the Jarl of Ravenport or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's really cool that you have those little side missions that are going on while you're also playing through the game, and the pinball game, I should say. And then you also have the option to join various factions. So you could choose, like, do you want to gain experience with Dark Brotherhood or the Thieves Guild or what have you. So I really like that, and I'm excited to see what some of the other tables have that are video game themed. Now, I did go ahead and also purchase the Doom table and the Fallout tables. They are a lot of fun. I didn't include them on here because, again, I don't want this to just be all footage of all the various pinball digital options that are available to me. I really wanted to try to curate this and focus on highlights. Those are great tables as well. I guess, if anything, it comes down to your own personal preference. Like, if you're a really big fan of Doom, you're probably going to have a really good time with the Doom table. I personally really love Skyrim, so that's why I chose to highlight the Skyrim table. But regardless, I mean, if you're a fan of pinball, you can't go wrong with any of these tables. Okay, so next up on the Xbox One, I have the Marvel Epic Collection, Marvel Pinball Epic Collection Volume 1. So this one specifically has all the Marvel tables that are included in the Zen Pinball app that I didn't cover previously in the first part of the segment. And the reason I covered it is because they're all right here. So specifically, you name the character from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you got a table for him here. So I had a lot of fun with the Spider-Man table. Specifically, the background music they chose for this, it really does a good job of getting you amped up and like getting excited to play. And I love that about that. I love the colors. Hey, I've got the very vivid blues and reds. To my knowledge, this is not, OLED of any sort. It's not an OLED, device I captured this on. But the colors are so vibrant, it almost feels like it is OLED. It almost could be OLED, honestly. So I had a great time with that. And then, on the flip side, you've got the Venom table as well, which I chose to highlight the Spider-Man, the Venom ones, because right now, as I'm filming this, I'm also currently working through Spider-Man Web of Shadows on Xbox 360. And the whole thing with that game is you're playing as Spider-Man, but Venom is on the loose in town, and your suit, you've got that black symbiote Spider-Man suit on where, you got the alien genetics that are supposed to be leeching your energy, but somehow they're giving you immense power, and it's a real interesting dichotomy they have there. And, Spider-Man has more edginess, more attitude when he's in that black Venom-esque sort of suit. So that's why I included this one, and specifically on this Venom table, I thought was really cool because there's a throwback reference to the Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage Super Nintendo game. Now, specifically, I didn't actually play that game, so I might be, incorrectly stating this a little bit, but the Maximum Carnage character, that red figure, appears on this table, like kind of like trapped, like let me out sort of thing. So I guess if you get further along on the table, there'll be a part where the Maximum Carnage character just starts wreaking havoc on you, which I think would be pretty cool too. This includes the Incredible Hulk, which this specifically was like the Incredible Hulk, some sort of Civil War variant, which I really don't know much about, but it was pretty cool though still to see kind of Hulk on the pinball machine. And then of course Iron Man, which had a lot of fun with that too, and they've got Tony Stark standing on the board, and then, of course, Iron Man flying around through it and all too. So really fun collection of tables. And if you dig the Marvel Cinematic Universe, definitely check this out. Okay, and then also we have Star Wars Pinball on the Nintendo Switch. So again, the reason why I glossed over all the Star Wars tables earlier with the Zen Pinball app is because all the Star Wars tables over there are included right here on this physical cartridge. So this is very comprehensive. It covers everything from, the original trilogy of movies. So you've got things like, Millennium Falcon and Han Solo, and you've got Return of the Jedi and what have you. And it goes forward to, like Rogue One and some of those types of activities. And then they also have some of the newer movies too, like with Rey and Kylo Ren, which I'm honestly not that big a fan of, but they're there. And then also you have some tables around the prequel trilogy. So you've got one with like Count Dooku featured on it, along with Sidious, and you've got Obi-Wan and Anakin on there too, and it's kind of like this whole battle between light and dark side. But these are a lot of fun, and I love all the little nuances they put in here. So with these pinball, digital pinball games, there's a few things that really make them shine. First off, it's the overall table layout. So the look, the feel, the colors. Then it's also how they incorporate various story elements into the pinball itself. So it's really cool how you have different things like you have Han sitting in a swivel chair in the Millennium Falcon, or you have R2-D2, buzzing around in the back. That's a key element of these tables, the sound effects. And all of these tables in this video, they shine in those areas. Compelling tables, a progressing level of difficulty without being unfair, and really great music and sound design too, incorporated into everything. It really gives it a nice holistic experience. And let's not forget, all of these tables have the nudge ability as well too. Just like if you're playing a physical pinball, you can give it a little nudge to control the ball. You can do that here too. So that's another great perk to playing this. So then, the company Zen Pinball, they went and made something else that's a little bit more mature in nature. This is called Pinball M. So I'm playing these games on Steam via my Steam Deck, but I believe they've also made an app for Pinball M on Nintendo Switch, where you can go in and you download the app and you can physically buy the tables as well. Now, what's interesting here is a lot of these tend to be horror-themed or horror element. So you've got, Child's Play, the Chucky movies, you've got The Thing, you've got Dead by Daylight, stuff like that. And it's really cool what they did here. It's got like a more eerie, dark, ominous tone and feel to it. The music is really foreboding when you boot it up. Like, the tables are meant to be kind of like creepy. Now, specifically, the tables that I've played through here, you've got Child's Play, which, I remember seeing the original Child's Play and Child's Play 2 back in the late 80s, early 90s when they were first coming out. It was creepy then. It's creepy today. Anytime you got like a little doll that runs around with a knife and is anthropomorphized and trying to kill you, yeah, it's pretty scary. He's got that weird like chuckle laugh thing going on too, and it's a great table because of that. Like, it really pulls you in with like how creepy / eerie this is. And there's also the Dead by Daylight table. So admittedly, I don't really know much about Dead by Daylight, but I like this table because of all the little details they put into it. Like, you're going to see on here all the little nuances of, blood splatters and like mysterious murders or deaths and like what's going on here. So I appreciate that about this table too. And it's a lot of fun to play. An oddball out here for the M collection, Duke Nukem. Like, when I think of horror, I don't think of Duke Nukem at all. Like, not at all. I just think of action. But it's here. So the M, I'm guessing, stands for mature, but thematically they coupled all of these different IPs that are associated with horror, and then you've got the redheaded stepchild Duke Nukem, which, whatever. I will say though, of all of these tables, Duke Nukem is my favorite one on the Pinball M collection. Because, Duke just has so much attitude. Like, all the one-liners that you know from the video games, like, make my day, punk, or whatever he says, like the derivative, Dirty Harry sort of catchphrases, they're all here. And I love it. I really do. He's got the BFG and time to shoot some alien scum, like all this stuff. It's so corny, but it's like perfect. It's like quintessential Duke, and I love it for that. So I've put the most time in with Duke Nukem, and I'll look past the fact that it's not really scary. It's just mature. And then there's another table called like the Wrath of the Elder Gods. I know nothing about this. I get a sense that this is possibly something that Zen created themselves, but they got a lot of cool and interesting things going on here. Like, you got this really creepy like octopus tentacle sprawling across the table, and you got like some weird like paranormal sort of stuff happening. Now, I appreciate it for that. Don't really know a whole lot what's going on with it, but whatever, it's fun. And then last but not least, a newer sort of pinball spin called Demon's Tilt. Now, to my knowledge, this came out in the last 5 to 10 years or so. It's a completely original sort of IP, not really based off anything in particular. It's just supposed to be like a cult pinball action, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's got a lot of the cool game elements in it, like Kirby's Pinball Land from Game Boy, if you ever played that back in the day. It's got a lot of those actions going on with the various levels or tiers within a pinball table and how you hit the ball up, the screen can kind of move with you and stuff, and you've got spinners and all these things in the middle happening where you hit them, you get point multipliers. It's really fun. Now, admittedly, I haven't gotten too far into this game. I don't know how much depth is there in terms of more tables to unlock or things to do in terms of story. But I appreciate this game for what it is, and I do look forward to playing more of it and really experiencing that further. Okay, so with that, there you go with some of my recommendations for ways to play digital pinball. Now, specifically, I've been playing all these on apps, but one of my goals has been to make an actual tabletop pinball machine. I'm familiar with companies like Sharpen that will make one for you and ship it. They're based out of the European Union, and last I checked, one that would be appropriate for an iPad, that I have at least, it's roughly 150 US dollars, and then you got to probably pay shipping and taxes and all that jazz to get it over. So I don't know if I want to do that, because I've seen YouTube videos where people have made one themselves for about $40. So we'll see. That might be a side project. If I embark on that, I'll definitely make a YouTube video as I go through the process. But as always, I want to thank you so much for watching this video and my other videos. Thank you so much for subscribing, and we'll catch you next time. Take care, everyone.